Hello y'all, this is the Roblox game Blox cards, and in this video we're going to be playing with the Feral Frenzy pre-constructed Doge deck. And let's go to the shop and go to decks here, and here we have Group Precon Feral Frenzy, a ready-made Doge deck. Swarm the board with a barrage of furry critters, and this costs 2,200 Blox bucks. And let's view the contents. We have a bunch of Doge cards and a special alternate art of Doge, the Doge Legendary. And I think you can only get it from this deck. If you purchase it, you have DIY headphones, and that will buff your cards, your fighters, I mean. X-Stole YT will also buff your fighters and return them to your hand, and summon a fighter that can kind of absorb some hits for a turn. Then you have Pancake Break. Pancake Break will also buff your fighters, and they will return them to your hand, and you gain colorless studs for the price of 3 yellow studs. And you have Hallow's Boon, 2 of those. And when that card is cast, all allied fighters will gain 100 health and power. And when this card dies, all allied fighters lose 100 health and power. And we also get a title called Slayer of the Two-Legged. And with that, let's see this deck in action. We're going to be up against Crelandor, and the Doge group is pretty simple in how it works. They effectively focus on trying to spam cheap fighters that can eventually overwhelm their opponent with numbers. The bad thing is, though, is that they need buffs from their other cards, typically. Otherwise, they're pretty weak and they can lose against mid-range decks. It's a pretty good group for new players to get into, and they just can recover from any losses, so they're strong in that, typically. And you just need enough yellow for them, usually. They're mono-yellow in general. This is an entirely mono-yellow deck. There's no other colors here. And what is Creelander going to do? I don't know. I'm very curious. And we're going to maybe have to play... I don't know. I want to maybe get Captain Doge out. Or maybe no, we'll get Uncle Doge, then play Captain Doge. I don't know. I don't know yet. Let's see what they do. Okay, they're playing Meeboids, which are kind of slow. They gain health. They're focused on gaining health, typically. And eventually, if I let them play too long, they'll probably end up summoning their legendary, and we don't want that to happen, because that could be bad for us. I don't know if they'll play anything else. They're green at the very least. Definitely green. And let's see here. Play, I don't know, they have 200, what is it? 200 power, so we should note that down. Let's go ahead and put one Doge Hound in the base plate and play Uncle Doge. Then we'll play Captain Doge. Hopefully I don't run into a board wipe card almost immediately, but we'll see. And let's see what they'll do. I'm very curious here. We'll probably end up playing Captain Doge, then DIY headphones, and that will give us a good buff across all of our cards. They're going to be making their turn now, and I want to hope we can get Doge in this game, because they are a very funny a very funny legendary card to use, because basically their effect is when a Doge dies, you just summon another one, so you effectively get infinite Doge cards on the field as long as you constantly have fighters dying. And the bad thing about Doges is that if you overextend, you're very vulnerable to board wipes of any kind. And now a Meebling is going to be summoned. Oh no, a target fighter is going to lose 600 power. Good thing we haven't played Captain Doge just yet. What are they going to do? They have another Meebling. Okay, they're going to gain some health, and now they're going to have more cards in their base plate. That is unideal. That's not great, but now let's play Captain Doge, then play DIY headphones. These cards are going to be buffed up, and we'll go on the attack very soon. Let's put Hallow's Boon in the base plate. We only have like 2 of those, I think, in the entire deck, but it's whatever. Take out that Meeboid. There we go. They're gone. Take out the Meebling. They have no power at all. And let's focus on trying to take out that other Meeboid before they can really summon more of those. But it's whatever. Let's end our turn. Now we are on the offensive. We have the initiative, even though they are gaining more green studs. And that is bad, because we don't want them to get too much. You're going to be able to spam tons of cards. Although I think they need more colorless studs ultimately, which is what we're going to use to our advantage, because the Doges primarily just need yellow cards in general. They don't even need colorless too much, typically. And let's see what they'll do. I'm very curious. What can they do? What can they do? They can play probably maybe Meeboy King. They play a Mass Epidemic. Mass Epidemic, really? Against Doges? We can just put out a whole nother army. Like, that's not the hugest blow in the world. It's whatever. And we'll probably cast a Media Mogul 99. We'll do that. Then cast Doge Hound. And we'll put out more cards. A board wipe is not going to stop us. In fact, you just helped us. And that was an epic card, I think, that Mass Epidemic. Yes, it was. So they want to try and reset the board state, kind of. And that's not going to help them too much. We're going to play this card, though, Uncle Doge, and play Uncle Doge again, potentially. They used up their board wipe on that. They hadn't even taken much damage either. I don't know why they wanted to do that. They didn't even take that much hits. They just wanted to do it. Oh my goodness, that may be a setback for them, because the Doges, how to say, you stomp on one, then comes a horde of them, just barking at you in anger, because they can just build back up quickly. And that's their whole gimmick as a group for the most part. They're a group that can just regain momentum very fast, which makes them very good for new players. They're very, how to say, mistake friendly. So let's see, what can they do? What can they do? They have 4,800 health, life points I mean, and they're not going to do anything? I guess not. Oh, they play Boba Emerald Witch. Okay, and that card is going to gain some power. One of our fighters are going to lose some power. Not good. That card's going to be tougher now. Yeah, I can see that. Let's buff up our cards, though, real quick. Uncle Doge, go out. Play another Uncle Doge, maybe. Don't know. We have tons. We have crowd's favor now. Swarm them. Just swarm them with the Doges. Get rid of the basic Doge because they have... What is it? They have... Actually, no. Use this one as well. Take out the Meebling with that one. Yes. And there's a chance we may be running into, say, another board wipe, but they're down to 2 cards. And I don't know if we'll get the chance to play Doge, because there's a possibility my opponent may just admit defeat and forfeit earlier. Then that point may arrive. And let's end turn now. Or actually, no, let's do a little trick here and do Pancake Break. And all these cards will return to our hand, and we'll play them in the next turn, because we really have the benefit here. Play all these Doges, though. We don't want to get board wiped. So play these cards. Fantastic. And let's see what they do. I'm very curious. Very, very curious. And we have these 4 Doges here out to hold the line. And they have 350 power, 350 health, which is quite strong. But I don't know. It depends what they play. They have quite a few cards in there. They have 9 cards in their base plate now. They have 5 Meeboids, 1 Nat's Hack, and 1 Boba Emerald Witch. And that gives them quite a few green studs to work with, but they did put ours. They put our cards in the base plate as well. And we have Crowd's Favor, which gives us an extra colorless stud every turn. Oh my goodness. Okay, it's going to deal 600 damage to a target enemy fighter. And this is just going to be used on a generic Doge card. So this is practically, yeah, they're going to gain some life points. Not going to do too much damage to us ultimately. Play Uncle Doge. Good. Play another one maybe, or no. Play, what do we play now? Play Captain Doge. Boom, that's going to give our cards more power. And let's destroy their Dominus Prefectus, their rare colorless fighter. And go on the attack even more, because Doges are just relentless. They are an army of cards. And they can swarm very easily. And let's play Uncle Doge once more. They may potentially have a board wipe. I don't think they do, though. That card was expensive. They have 7 green, so there is potential they may have a board wipe. Again, if they have 2, I'd be shocked, but if they do, they do. And we'll see what they have in mind as we'll go on the attack now. And I'm prepared to sacrifice Doge cards because they're inert in play and don't generate yellow studs every turn. And what are they going to do? What are they going to do? They have 3 cards in their hand. We have 1. And I'm very curious. And they're just going to... Okay. They just... End turn? They just ended the turn. Oh, whatever. Go on the attack. Deal some damage. I thought they'd play something there, but I guess not. They're going to just build up colorless studs for some reason. And maybe they're going to cast something that will just... reduce all the power of my cards. I don't know. Potentially just deal tons of damage and in turn ourselves, because we have no reason to put anything in a base plate anymore, because we basically have all the yellow studs we'll ever need for the remainder of this game. Especially because they put the Doges, which are usually inert in play, into the base plate with Mass Epidemic, which is kind of a board wipe with some upsides for both the opponent and yourself, sometimes. And what are they going to do? Come on. Very curious, I'm watching out, I see them. They have 4 cards in their hand. What will they play? Anything at all? Anything. I'm ready to cast President Doge to give my allied Doges 150 health and power. That's the plan. And what will they do? Come on, come on, come on, Kreelander. I know you're planning something. I assume you are anyway. And we'll see what happens soon. And there they have Jeptum, who is going to be a little tanky to take down. We're just going to throw our Doges at them. That's the game plan. Are you going to play anything else? Is that all? 2 Jeptums. They're common green fighters for the Meeboids. And they, when this card is cast, all allied Meeboids gain 200 power, you gain 200 life. Charge in with our Doges. Cast that. Now cast, say, charge in again. And they're going to destroy a few of these. It's whatever. Unfortunately, sacrifices have to be made here. Now just cast the Media Mogul. Done. And cast also, just run this one into them as well. 350 power. They're pretty strong. And they're going to go down though. And we'll play President Doge in a moment here. There we go. Now with that done, we have 2 spaces ready. Play President Doge, and we'll also summon an additional Doge because of the Media Moguls, how that card works. And when you cast a Doge, you summon another one. So take that card out, and let's hit them directly once more. Just barrage them with the Doge attack here. And how much colorless studs they have? They have 7, so it doesn't really matter what we do. So attack them, and I'm very curious what they'll do. I might not have the chance to play Doge at all. I wanted to, but it may not happen. And the Doges are just too strong, too powerful, too great in number. They play, when this card is cast, summon a clone of the last dead enemy fighter. Unfortunately for them, that is a non-buffed Doge. And there we go. They forfeited, and we are victorious. Doge, not see any play. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. And with that, this has been the Feral Frenzy deck and Blox cards. If you enjoyed the game, you can check it out in the video description. The link to it is there. If you enjoyed the video itself, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe.